For all your hemp wellness needs, information, products, parties, and merch, visit thebudplug.com.
It's Mike Ross, also known as Mike on the Mic. He's getting ready for his upcoming 2022 comedy run. He'll be kicking it off at Benny Brand's Dress Factory Comedy Club. Caroline's on Broadway. Punchline Philly. You don't want to miss him take the stage at the DC Improv. Then he'll be coming to the Atlanta Improv and at Chocolate Sunday's Comedy Show in Los Angeles, California.
It's Mike on the Mic. Looking forward to seeing you there.
And what's your thoughts on him overall in the media?
I think he was paid. I think he found a niche. Stephen A. changed how we talked about sports. Sports was never talked about like this. Jalen Rose tried to stop it when it first started. Stephen A. basically, since his career started, bullying or disrespecting and making jokes on a teenager. And he's taught other people to do that. I've always been the type of person that whatever you could do that I can't do, I respect you for it. You know, you might not be better than other people, but I still got to respect the fact that I can't do what it is that you do. When you bring Stephen A., he looks like the regular, average, everyday Joe Blow. And now these guys are now being able to disrespect guys in restaurants and things like that because Stephen A. made that seem like it was okay to do. Nobody else commentated the game like Stephen A. until he started that.
So what was the point that made you go back and forth? He like a video, I think, of you. So what triggered him to do that? Did you say something to him first? Did he say something to you first?
No, it started with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. I saw the All the Smoke podcast, and my name came up on three separate occasions. I think one time with Gilbert Arenas, and then another time with the owner of the Lakers. What's her name?
Jeannie Buss.
Jenny Buss, yeah. So, and they tried to make it seem like I wasn't even in the trade. They want to make me so insignificant. This is how they get other black men to disrespect other black men to the point where the factual trade was myself, Javaris Crittenden, Aaron McKee, and who else? I think that was it. We all got traded to Memphis Grizzlies for Paul Gasol. And she couldn't even finish a factual statement because they wanted to make it a joke about me being the worst number one draft pick ever. And I haven't played basketball at that point in over, 8, 9, 10 years? But that's the role of these guys. If you look at how much money a person like my name has generated, you put my name in anywhere, back from which Stephen A. started. Look at how many millions of views that one kid from the worst neighborhood in Georgia. Look at how much money I've generated those networks.
That's a fact.
Let me ask you this, because it seems like a lot of NBA players have a lot of fun off your name as well. But were those the type of relationship you had during your time in the NBA and leaving the NBA? Or how was your relationships with some of these players during your time there? Playing
that's why I know they get paid to do it, and that's why I disrespected them like I did over the internet. Because Steven Jackson had a club, Cream Ultra Lounge in Atlanta. He used to always call me to come up to the club. Like I had his number. That's how I knew. I didn't just go straight to the internet. I called his phone. And so it's like it's ridiculous to have these guys talk like this for a paycheck. But me and Steven Jackson, I hung out with him and his former wife. And my baby mother, we used to all hang out in Miami. So the fact that he would get on TV and he would respond to me the way that he responded to me, it was a little crazy.
Right. You got something on that?
Yeah. How was was there anybody in the media or any player within the NBA that you had a strong relationship with? And do you have that relationship still?
Yeah. I mean, Allen Iverson, Aaron McKee, almost anybody, Rasheed Wallace, Richard Hamilton. Richard Hamilton brought a Family First jersey, and I asked him, I said, yo, man, I admire that. I like that. I'm not trying to mimic you or copy you. You mind if he was like, I'll give you my jewelry. Go get another one. So I don't have relationships with people in real life like they try to depict it. And that's what's sad that they do this. I know that they do it for a paycheck. You know, Allen Iverson came on my live. That wasn't me setting it up. That's just him coming to Atlanta saying, come up here, big fella. And that was that. And so the way that they just want to make my life seem like some tragic story and this tragic end, it's because they can't monetize college kids that don't go to college. And if you look at the last couple of years, some of the best players have been one and done players.
Yeah.
LeBron James didn't go to college. He's going to go down as one of the best. Kobe Bryant didn't go to college. Kevin Durant basically spent 6 months on the college campus. Whatever he could do, he can already do. All of these players are great. Before, when players came out of college, they was up under this old rule where you had to prove yourself, so you didn't get to play. So look at Jermaine O'Neal. Before Jermaine O'Neal became this all-star in Indiana, he was sitting the bench. And they were making up excuses why he couldn't play. And then as soon as he got the opportunity, look at what he did. So it's like they're afraid of these young players because of how long they can play, first of all. I made 13 years and I probably could have got a few more, but I don't do disrespect very well. So I'm like, I'm good. You know, I had my real estate. I walked away, but there's another side to it, that the things that I've said on the internet that they don't want to get to is the fact that these organizations and these management companies are stealing from all of these players. Majority of these players are becoming broke after they're done playing, and they're blaming it on poor money management and all of this. But some of these guys hire the smartest people in the game. They hire the people that you're supposed to hire, and they end up broke because a lot of these loans and a lot of these things that they're taking out to siphon money from these players, it's legal as well. Most of it, it's legally pimping these players.
So talk about, you coming, going out of you came out of high school, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Right out of high school, and you get picked by the NBA. Do you automatically have like financial advisors calling you, lawyers, accountants, or do you have to pick that up on your own? Let it just come out of
Not the reason why I feel like it's a setup, because 9 times out of 10, the management company that you go to comes through your agent. So typically the first couple of draft picks, they normally go to the top agents, and those agents normally hook them up with financial advisors. And my advice to them would be not to give your money to anybody. Start opening up different accounts and some bonds, and I wouldn't play the stock market. I would buy land. Like we have Grant Cardone has 2.3 billion in real estate. Why don't we have a large group of NBA players that own half of their city? It's the easiest thing in the world. When I was saving my money at the time, I wanted to do this while I was playing. I remember seeing paychecks of 250,000 every 2 weeks. And in my mind, I wanted to go buy land. I wanted to go buy subdivisions. And the reason why I was always coerced not to do it by my financial advisors. They would say, no, you're not going to have anybody there to take care of it. They're going to steal the money. It's almost like the biggest fear is for you to go out and buy the real estate and get into a game that these athletes can control everything. They wouldn't need to kneel. They wouldn't need to shout. They wouldn't need to do anything but buy up the property. And now you have tax easements. You have everything that you need to dang near control the city, because you have to deal with the movers and shakers in the cities, or they have to deal with you when you have the land.
Right now, I heard you talk about. I heard Kevin Garnett said that he got fleeced for money. Did you also get fleeced for money by an accountant or something like that as well?
Well, I can't speak on it for legal reasons. I'm under
Okay,
here,
gotcha.
but I can say this: yes, I got some money taken from me, but any details I can't speak about. But it's a lot of us that happens to, and the overall narrative that they want to pin it on is that we're not financial literate. But my great granddaddy wasn't financial literate either, and he knew that you spend less than you take in, and you save some for taxes, and you buy land. He would always say they don't make no more land, and the money is in the land. If you have the land, you can always go get some money out of the land. And we don't work on owning anything, buildings or nothing. We go buy $502 million cars, and you can go buy a $2-3 million building. And it's just the culture has taught us to go to the strip club to go spend our money, and that's what it looks like to ball. Well, the white folks, they go buy buildings and they go buy planes and things like that with the money that's generated from their business. So they ball through their business, and they ball through their business credit. And we haven't learned that, and we don't do that. We spend all of our money trying to look like we have money when we need to spend our money on things that's going to generate money.
Very well